Yo, yo, what's going on, folks? Canal here, Bulls on Wall Street. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day and happy 4th of July to everybody. Boy, we are some lucky folks to be living in this damn country and taking part in one of the greatest bull markets of mankind since 2009. Could life really be any worse? I don't think so. This is just a straight up thrust that we're seeing in the S&P 500 right now. We are overbought. We are getting stretched. We're on really now 1 month and 1 week off the breakout here without really any significant pullback. Um, that would tell me that at some point we would need some type of rest or pullback. But once again, the typical rules of technical analysis have been thrown out the window of this in this last year, especially with this big liquidity push and everything like that. We're seeing the market run for months sometimes without taking a breather. And then when it does, it'll be some type of news event or geopolitical thing. It could be something about Ukraine. It could be something about Kazakhstan. It could be something in frickin' Bhutan. And, all of a sudden, because the market is so extended, everybody gets jittery. We get a quick dump. And then as we're getting a quick dump, the doomsday people come out and say, this is the turn, this is the turn. And then, boom, just when it starts getting a little bit ugly, the market just rips back open. And it's weird because don't think it can do that for much. How long can it really do that? You would think it can't do that for much longer. The rules of gravity say that it can't, but that's not been the case. We go longer than anticipated. We really just broke out about a month ago. And so you have to give all the benefit of the doubt to the bulls and the bull market and play all these pullbacks if they're light and they're easy to play and they come back to levels of support. We've got to play them. No matter what we logically think, it doesn't really matter as the price action of the last so long tells us throw everything that we know about technical analysis out the book and you're just playing this essentially what is the biggest monster ramp that at least I've seen in my trading career since college. And milk it while you can. That's how I think about it. Every day I keep thinking it's like if you're gonna make $2,000, try to make 4,000. That's how I keep thinking because we don't know how long this lasts. And then one of the other things that happens is when it does turn, we're gonna make money anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But it's just a fun time because you throw a bunch of shit at the wall, buy a bunch of Chinese burritos, the next thing you know, one of them's gonna explode. That's kind of been the market of recent, but it's been good stuff. So what can you do? The Nasdaq up 2.5% last week, really starting to get stretched too. Starting to get really, really stretched out over here too. But once again, from the breakout spot, we're only up about 5 days. Yes, short term on a 5-day basis, we're overbought, and we can get a pullback or consolidation, but we're not necessarily so stretched where we got to just snap back really violently. Anything that could happen could be light, it could be flat, or we could just keep grinding higher. The key that I think is, you always got to have like a bullish, bearish, and neutral case scenario. The bullish case scenarios that we just keep ramping higher, and your bearish case scenarios that you break under support levels and break under this 20-day moving average, and then things get really dicey because you're not going to see any support till the 50-day moving average. And then your neutral case scenarios that maybe we just have a slight pullback and we ping pong around above the breakout spot, and that's okay too. But you want to prepare yourself for all three things so that you have an idea of really what type of stocks to play and where to go with your tricks and stuff like that. SPPR, first stock on the list, a big volume thrust, ran into the 3 spot, right in the 200-day moving average, and came back. I think this stock's going to be in play in some manner. I don't know exactly yet, but obviously a $3 break at some point would be huge. But we're far from that because it pulled back about 70 cents here, which is on a $3 stock, 10, 15%. But it's still going to be in place, so keep that on watch. HNRG, I'm watching for one more big up thrust on this one, and then I'm going to be pretty short biased on this one. A green to red move or some type of intraday crack. A glue, straight up on the grind. Watching this kind of 550 level, 550 level here for potential short. A stock like this that's so strong, it may need to bust through the 550 level and then fail back under, and then that's going to be your short. When you get this far away from your moving averages, things get pretty dangerous. Mill kind of tapping around this 200-day moving average. Watch for a thrust above. UNXL looks really coiled right now and looks really ready to go. It's a wild stock that you can see pop, fade, but it looks like we're right at the sweet spot of the coil. NLS looks like it's going to take out this previous highs from its earnings push. Live, this stock's really a turd, but you can kind of just tell. It's like, you know, we're going to get a great short opportunity off this, but, you know, this type of basing action, you know, we just saw this with DRL. When you see this, it could be anything that pushes it over the edge, and then you get this monster rip, and it could go to $6 in a day. It's a piece of crap stock, but once again, you know, you got to play the chart. It could go to $6 on the day, and then, you know, we'll short it. WUBA, it looks like this one's breaking out. You know, it may need a day or two to flag, but we're just not getting it. But it looks like, you know, we're going to get a flat top breakout on this one. TSM, another one. This 10 spot is really, really key, but I love the look on this one. It's like essentially like a cup and handle / flat top breakout. Tor, another IPO stock. Watch this 19 level. I think that's going to be a really good area. And then, you know, you got to watch these gold stocks. I never really trade gold. They're really crappy stocks to day trade, but they are kind of fun to, you know, swing trade and stuff like that because they'll gap into your breakout and things of that nature. But, you know, we've got really a big range to come out of. And if it does, all those, when you see GDXJ, that's Junior Gold Miners, it's all those $2, $3 gold stocks, which almost all of them are at this point. But you're starting to see the volume accumulation. You're seeing a flag. There's going to be some juice in it. Rambus, flag breakout. Halo, same thing. We've got a flag pattern over here. Voya, this is a longer term breakout. You know, this is probably something that you would more swing as, you know, it looks like it can run for quite some time. Like a similar look to like an SPWR, except it's not a solar stock, so it's not going to run with the same ferocity, but similar setup before it broke out. MEI, flat top breakout. We've got a flag over here. SKX, pretty strong stock. GST, you know, if you see these oil stocks go, you know, this one's in a really, really good location. I like this one. TWTC, you know, I'm not sure if there was a buyout on this stock or what. I didn't check the news, but if there's not, then this is a pretty cool flag to play. GoGo, same type of deal. You know, it's been now a month and a week of consolidation. You know, oftentimes you got to be careful. A stock like this that's been sitting there for so long either is waiting for news or earnings or something's around the corner, but it's been a pretty narrow range. See if it breaks. ANR, we want to see this thing break over the 50. We tested it once, and we're getting to the sweet spot. TPLM, another flag pattern, similar to GST. These type of stocks, you can't really day trade them. They don't have the big enough range. And so it's one of those type of things. You probably have to hold it overnight for a few times, you know, if that's your thing. But, you know, we're coming out of a coil, and it's in a strong sector that is just really, really running. We've got a great volume pattern on it. I just don't think it's a good day trade stock. HIMX, I'm really watching that 7 spot with the 50-day moving average. BDSI, flag pattern. NNBL, this is another coil. It's on the bottom of its kind of base over here. Watch and see if it breaks out. FANG, another stock. This is a swing stock. You can't really day trade this one. It doesn't have the range, but it does tend to move for a lot of days in a row. So if it comes out of this range, it can go. Blue, flag pattern. Now this one will be a little bit more volatile. You could probably day trade it, but it's got to come out of the zone. FSLR, you know, it tested into resistance after a trend line break. I suspect it's going to come back down and kind of test its 6750 or its 20-day moving average right before it breaks out. You know, oftentimes those flat top breakouts, you know, you can't be extended running into your yearly highs. if you're extended running into it, you're going to pull back one more time and then bust loose. And that's kind of what we're seeing in FSLR, this really light, low volume pullback right into the sweet spot. If it comes back, if it opens up weak come Monday, and you see this thing in the 68s or 67.50 zone, I'm going to hit this thing. I'll put a stop under this zone, and we'll watch this thing break out over the next week or so. And then CMCM, I've been just stalking this one like a hawk. It hasn't really given me any signal that it wants to go yet, but it's just, kind of a matter of time because it ain't breaking down, that's for sure. Just watching, it's starting to get really oversold too, so you might just see an oversold rip out of it to 22 or 23 also. So that's it for now, guys. I hope you had a great 4th of July, and I will see you guys all tomorrow.